Hello, and it's the Ledare pair, Melissa and Olivia Ledare.
Hi, how you guys doing?
And so we have some really fabulous guests in the studio with us today, don't we, Liv?
We have Chris Amodeo.
Yes, Chris Amodeo is our musical talent for today. And Chris is a singer-songwriter who has just won the, Best Up-and-Coming Artist at the Malibu Music Awards. And so we're really excited to have him here. And welcome, Chris, in the studio. Woo!
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, welcome, Chris. So Chris is a little concerned about his voice this morning, a little early in the morning for it.
It's that early, yeah.
Normal musician.
I'm about a half an octave lower than normal. That's okay.
Well, you sounded good last night. So, awesome. Well, Chris is kind of a hero of mine. He may not know this, but he is because he has started playing the guitar at a very late age. And
not that late. Let's not confuse him. It's not Rip Van Winkle.
You just had a birthday, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Should we talk about that? we heard about a couple of the presents that you got for your birthday. A blow-up walker, I think, was one of them.
Yeah.
But I think that's insulting.
I have very funny people around me, so that's good. If you can't laugh, you're done.
Right, absolutely. But the reason why I think it's so exciting that you picked up a guitar at such a late age is because I remember it, and this is kind of crazy, but I remember when I was Olivia's age, I was in 5th grade, and I wanted to learn how to play the guitar, and I wasn't very good at it. And I felt at that age that I was too old to learn because one of my best friends was a concert pianist, and she was fabulous by 5th grade. And so I thought, I'm washed up in 5th grade.
Well, I had picked up guitars before when I was a teenager, but it was basically to learn, a quarter of Stairway to Heaven, just enough to drive the guys at the guitar shop where I never actually did buy the guitar to yell, "Don't play Stairway to Heaven ever again."
You're the ones that made them put the sign up, right?
Yeah,
No
I was
Stairway.
I was one of those kids. That's for sure. So yeah, it was something that that happened later. I've always been a rabid music fan, and
I heard you spent a lot of time going to concerts when you were a kid.
oh yeah, that was probably my main thing in high school for sure. So having seen Led Zeppelin live, that tells you approximately my age.
So what inspired you to pick up the guitar again?
Well, the clearest inspiration for this evolution was a fundraiser. For the last 22 years, I've been in private practice as a rolfer, which is kind of a body-centered therapy, type of physical therapy. And I had been working with this boy who had an astrocytoma, a brain tumor, in conjunction with an osteopath friend of mine. And anyway, it was at a fundraiser for Christopher. This beautiful acoustic guitar was being auctioned, and I turned to my wife, and I was just struck by it, and I said, "I have to bid on that." And she said, "What? You don't even play?" I said, "Well, I know, but I've been wanting to, and so I have to get it." And so she said, "Okay." So I ended up after the bidding war, I ended up getting the guitar and brought it home and went out and bought a bunch of songbooks, Beatles, of course, Elton John, James Taylor, and within a few weeks I was playing songs out of the songbooks. It came easily, and it was really kind of strange. It was a surreal thing, and the kids loved it, and I kept doing that. And after about 6 months, our son was about to turn 10. He was 2 weeks away from his 10th birthday, and now he's 13, so this gives you the window of the whole thing. My wife said, "Why don't you write Dante a song for his birthday?" And I said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just learning how to play. I don't know how to write a song." I said, "You want me to pull a song out of my back pocket?" She said, "No, you're such a frustrated rocker. You can do it." And that was it. And so a few days later, I found myself at home on a Saturday afternoon with no one around, which was completely strange. And I had been thinking about our son's birth, or his birth, and turning 10, and that's kind of how I am anyway. I'm a fairly pensive person, and I just kind of sat and meditated, and this song came through. And honestly, I knew the basic chords, but it came through. And I remember I know enough about music and musicians and all of my heroes to know that I'd read so many times that when songwriters say, it just kind of comes through. It comes from out of the blue, or it's kind of a gift. It just shows up, and I knew what they were talking about. So that's kind of how it started.
Well, could you play a little bit of that song for us?
Ah, I knew you were going to ask me that. So the song that came out ended up being called "Split in the Atom," and the title came from a lot of my buddies who weren't dads were asking me, "Hey, what's it like, man? You're a dad for the first time." And I said, it's like when Enrico Fermi split the atom. I said, that's kind of what it was like. I was staring at my son the second he was born, or the minute he was born, when he's in my arms, and his eyes are wide open looking at me, and something just entered my heart and cracked me open more than any other being ever. And so that was the genesis of Splitting the Atom.
That's such an amazing analogy.
So I don't think I'm going to play the whole song because it's kind of long, but we have the CD here. So here's how the song came out. Well, you came into the world with a soft, sweet spirit. You opened my heart like a splitting of the atom. That first look in your eyes showed me clearly everything I ever want to see. And know that you are everything worth living for. You're the one that's given me something more. Young boy teaches old boy what it means to be a man. So that's kind of how the song started.
Beautiful. I love it.
We have this kind of George Harrison-esque slide guitar that opens the song. So we really worked hard on the album.
Right.
And so that emerged, an entire album.
And so the album is called Homoluminous,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when was it released?
It came out a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we haven't really done much to market it. What really needed to happen was I went from a guy who was writing songs and playing them for my family and maybe a couple coffee shop things, to a guy that goes into the studio with a bunch of songs that we whittled down into a very long, it's a pretty big first album. It's got 14 tracks on it, so that's a lot of music. And I think I did that because I didn't think I'd ever have the chance to do another album. It was kind of like this bucket list. And what happened was I had to learn how to become a studio musician and working with other world-class musicians. And the fact that world-class musicians gathered around the songs that I had written was another amazing story.
Right.
Well,
it's an amazing group of songs, and we're going to have a chance to play a couple of those songs off of the CD, and then we're also going to have you play something else live for us a little bit later.